What I'm going to try to do is to bring you up to speed on how the two worlds of nutrition and medicine are starting to collide and give you a glimpse at the future of what food as medicine will really be like.
Dr. William Li is a renowned medical doctor and researcher with expertise in cancer prevention and treatment.
The thing that's different about me, though, is I started realizing with all the successes we've had, new treatments for 12 different types of cancers that didn't exist before, that we were really only tackling part of the equation, because wouldn't it be much better if we could actually prevent the disease in the first place?
He has dedicated his life's work to unraveling the complexities of cancer biology, particularly focusing on the role of food in reinforcing our body's 5 defense systems.
It's very hard to beat Mother Nature. And you can talk about drugs when you're talking about treating disease, but when you're talking about prevention and raising your shields, amping up your health defenses, you can't talk about drugs. You got to talk about something like food.
Writing books such as Eat to Beat Disease, Li knows that we're at severe risk unless we fix our diet and fix it now.
I would say that this is where science comes into play. We didn't have, 50 years ago, the ability to look at our food in ways that we now actually have.
What are the 5 defense systems and the exact foods we need to eat to help in the fight against cancer? Because at every moment in the day, no matter how healthy we are constantly in that fight.
These are the systems, these 5 systems that maintain our health. So I'll tell you what they are. First health defense system is called angiogenesis. That's what I study. This is how the body grows blood vessels.
Okay.
It is a whole system of growth. Now, when you're going to go to work out, all right, you're going to pump some iron.
Yeah.
Your muscles got to grow. Now you need a few more blood vessels. All right. If you skin your knee and fall off a bike, you got to heal that wound. Underneath that scab, you got new blood vessels growing to heal. The body never lets too many blood vessels to grow or causes problems. For example, cancers are forming in all of our bodies because we're filled with these dividing cells, and some of them make mistakes. Microscopic cancer is completely harmless because it doesn't have a blood supply. And so our body prevents cancers from growing naturally by controlling the angiogenesis. And there are treatments, including ones that I helped to develop, that can cut off the blood supply to cancer by by starving it.
What Dr. Li is referring to is anti-angiogenic therapy, which aims to abolish the nutrient and oxygen supply to the tumor cells through the decrease of the vascular network and the avoidance of new blood vessels formation.
Same approach has been used to prevent blindness, all right? So you don't have blood vessels leaking in the eye.
Dr. Li writes, yet without a blood supply, most of these cancers will never become dangerous. Dr. Judah Folkman, who was the pioneer of the angiogenesis field, once called this cancer without disease.
Well, it turns out that 2 apples a day actually can lower the rate of lung cancer and colon cancer. Why? Because there are natural substances in apples like quercetin, that's one of the natural chemicals, that are naturally anti-angiogenic. Green tea actually has been lowered risk of colorectal cancer, okay? Particularly in women. And what's in a cup of green tea are these polyphenols, e.g. CG. And when you drink it, it gets in your bloodstream. Why? Because the blood vessels are carrying it, and now your blood vessels loaded with this cancer-starving stuff. These little tumors don't have a chance. Second one is our stem cells. It turns out that people do regenerate. We don't regenerate that quickly, but we regenerate from the inside out. Like a lizard can regenerate like a limb or a tail, but we regenerate our organs continuously. Our lung regenerates, our liver regenerates.
With around 750 million stem cells stored in the bone marrow of a newborn, ready to spring into action when needed, stem cells send out distress signals, activating the immune surveillance system. This mobilizes immune cells to the front line, ready to clear pathogens and aid in tissue repair.
You have too much to drink, now your liver needs to be regenerated. You cut yourself, now you need to actually heal that wound. These stem cells come flying out of our bone marrow like bees out of a hive.
They regulate the immune response. By modulating immune cell activity, stem cells can help to create an environment that is less conducive to tumor growth.
Turns out that foods can coax these stem cells out of our bone marrow so we regenerate faster. Dark chocolate. Cacao has been shown to actually double the number of stem cells flowing in your bloodstream just by having 2 cups of hot chocolate made with 80% high flavanol chocolate.
A new study by UCSF cardiologists and researchers found that high concentrations of cocoa flavonols decrease blood pressure, improve the health of blood vessels, and increase the number of circulating angiogenic cells in patients with heart disease. The findings indicate that foods rich in flavonols, such as cocoa products, tea, wine, and various fruits and vegetables, have a cardioprotective benefit for heart disease patients.
By having the stem cells coming out, they were able to actually double the resiliency, the function of their blood vessels. So they got better rebound, they're better agility. Their blood vessels are in better shape because their stem cells are regenerating their circulation. You could regenerate tissue by barley, eating barley, which is beta-D-glucan, or even olive oil. There's something called hydroxytyrosol. It's a natural chemical in extra virgin olive oil. Squid ink actually protects your stem cells. It's like a shield. Third one is our gut microbiome. We barely understand the gut bacteria, but what we do know is that this gut bacteria actually controls our metabolism, communicates with our brain.
An intriguing revelation outlines that 70% of the immune system resides within the gut, emphasizing the critical link between gut health and immune function. This connection holds significant implications, as poor dietary choices can disrupt this delicate balance, potentially compromising immune defenses. Evidence suggests that dysbiosis, an imbalance in gut bacteria composition, could contribute to the development and progression of cancerous conditions.
One of my colleagues in Paris, Dr. Laurence Zitvogel, is an immuno-oncologist, okay? And she took 200 people that had different types of cancers, breast, colon, pancreas, brain. And she could not find any difference between the responders and the non-responders, except for one bacteria, was Akkermansia muciniphila. The people who responded it had it in their gut, one bacteria. If she gave them an antibiotic to wipe out Akkermansia, man, the cancer just grew. They didn't respond to the treatment. If she put Akkermansia back in their gut, the tumors responded, they shrank, and disappeared. We cannot eat Akkermansia right now as a supplement. It doesn't exist. It's not a probiotic. The only thing that we can do is actually grow Akkermansia. This bacteria loves to grow in mucus. So how do we grow the mucus? Pomegranate juice, the elagitannins, natural chemicals in pomegranate, actually are one of the few things that can stimulate our gut naturally to secrete more mucus. So you can grow back your Akkermansia. So that's basically what we're doing now with some of these cancer patients, is making sure before they get immunotherapy that they're actually growing back their Akkermansia.
Number 4, our DNA.
Getting sunburns damages your DNA, eventually leading to skin cancer. Inhaling dangerous fumes damages your DNA and eventually leads to lung cancer. So how is it that we are not getting different cancers in every moment of our lives? It's because our DNA is wired for self-healing and regeneration. If our organs become damaged, like our lungs and skin, our DNA resets itself to its default healthy state. However, through our lives, our telomeres, which act as the caps to our DNA, shorten through time. As they do so, their ability to regenerate and self-heal loses its effect. Smoking and inactivity, for example, play a large role in shortening of these telomeres. This puts us at risk of the DNA being unable to provide its self-healing function.
Those things all shorten our telomere. They burn the fuse faster, but foods can slow it down, and some foods can reverse it and lengthen the telomere. Green tea is one of them. Coffee. Amazingly, coffee actually lengthens your telomere. Leafy greens, some of the polyphenols in leafy greens can also slow down, and some of them actually look like they can lengthen the telomeres as well. And our 5th defense is our immune system. When you've got good, strong defenses, you can fight off invaders from the outside, bacteria and viruses, for example. But it's not just outside invaders. You got inside invaders as well. And those little microscopic cancers are inside invaders. And so our immune system patrols our body, and they're looking for things that don't look right. And you see that microscopic cancer that it can't grow because it doesn't have a blood vessels feeding it, angiogenesis. Basically, the immune system goes there and takes them right out.
A compromised immune system negatively affects the body's ability to recognize and eliminate abnormal cells, including cancerous ones, allowing tumors to grow unchecked. A weakened immunity undermines the effectiveness of cancer treatments like chemotherapy and immunotherapy, limiting their ability to target and eradicate cancer cells. This not only heightens the risk of cancer development, but also diminishes the chances of successful treatment outcomes. Beyond cancer initiation and treatment, a weakened immune system exacerbates cancer-related complications and increases vulnerability to infections, complicating disease management further. What foods might serve as allies in this battle to restore immune strength?
Blueberries are a food that definitely boosts the immune system. It's in young people as well as older people. They boost the natural killer cells, which is really cool. Broccoli sprouts. We've done research now looking at what's in the treetops. And it turns out that these sulforaphanes can starve cancer, help your body cut off the blood supply to cancer. Broccoli treetops have it. But guess what? The stalk of the broccoli has twice as much of the good stuff than the treetops. But the broccoli sprouts have 100 times more of the sulforaphanes, the good stuff, as a grown-up broccoli. Look, the tax that we pay for being on planet Earth is we're exposed to stuff all the time. And we count on our body's health defenses to fix it. And that's kind of where we are with food as medicine. It's not the kind of like the guesswork. Like we can do serious research to get down to exactly what's actually happening at the human level.